Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 action horror film Army of the Dead, a film that is written and directed, and I think he pretty much did everything on this film, including cinematography, probably a few other things, Zack Snyder. And it stars Dave Bautista, Ella Purnell, Omar Hardwick, Theo Rossi, let's have a look, Garrett Dillahunt, and lots of other wonderful people. Now, this is a film that I've been really looking forward to. It's a Netflix release, which is a good thing and a bad thing. But personally, I think after watching this film, it deserved a cinema release, this one. I'm not sure if it's had a limited cinema release, but either way, it would have been fantastic to see this on the big screen. And this film focuses on the familiar topic of like a zombie type apocalypse type film. However, it has been contained to Las Vegas, and we see early on in the film how that takes place. So there's like Las Vegas has been overrun by zombies, and it's like being cordoned off, so they can't get out, and not many people can get in unless you really choose to. And Dave Bautista is approached by a wealthy businessman who used to have an interest in Vegas. He owned a casino there, and he wants Dave Bautista to put together a team to head into Vegas to get in one of the vaults and to get 200 million out of those vaults. He can keep 50 million of it to spread between his team, who he thinks deserves it. Get in, get out, sort of thing. However, Las Vegas is going to be there's going to be a nuclear bomb dropped on Las Vegas in a couple of days, so it's very time sensitive, this operation. As you can imagine, Las Vegas is full of zombies. It doesn't necessarily go according to plan. Right, what are my thoughts on Army of the Dead? Well, I have to say, guys, I absolutely loved this film. Personally, I'm a fan of Zack Snyder. I think the only film he's ever really done that I haven't really, been that interested in was Sucker Punch. Pretty much everything he's ever done, really, been a huge fan of. I think he's really talented, and I'm delighted that his version of Justice League is out there now, and he's been redeemed, if you like. And he's having a stellar year, because I think Army of the Dead is fantastic. It's adrenaline fueled, it's fun, it's scary in a great way. And it delivers everything you would expect from like an action zombie film, and it is very entertaining. Now, initially, I was a little bit, when it first started, I thought the initial setup was great. How the zombie apocalypse in Vegas kind of starts. I really like that, and I love the way this film continuously tips its hats to other films like American Werewolf in London. There's a scene right at the beginning that for me was definitely Zack Snyder tipping his hat to American Werewolf in London. There's other references all over the film like Aliens. In fact, in a lot of ways the film is structured very much like Aliens, and there's definitely a character in the film that is an homage to a character in Aliens as well. So it's definitely tipping its hat to other great action horror films out there, and it's full of little tidbits, this film, full of little things for you to look at and wonder about, and it already feels like this film is packed full of lore, and I know that Zack Snyder he's going to do potentially a prequel, and there's an anime series coming to Netflix to expand on the lore. This film feels like it's breathed a little bit of life back into the zombie franchise. God, it needed it too. It was great, this film. Like I said, initially I was a little bit concerned. I did enjoy the initial setup, and then there was like, when the opening credits started, and it started to shift tonally a little bit to a more comedic approach, it felt like at times. And I wasn't sure about that. Now, once the film kind of gets going, I never really felt that tonal shift again, really. Yes, there are moments of humour still in the film, but it didn't feel like it borrowed heavily on the humour, whereas the initial setup, it just felt like, how many Vegas references, or how many references could it stuff into the opening credits sort of thing, the first 5 minutes, and it felt like there was too much going on to take in. And there were times when I watched the opening credits when I thought, I want to watch that movie. That looks really cool. And then I was concerned that we weren't going to get that movie and it was going to be something else. But thankfully my fears were put to rest, because we did get that movie in some ways, and maybe even a better version of what we saw in the opening credits. It was great. I thought Dave Bautista was really good actually in this film. I've always been a bit indifferent with Dave Bautista. Yes, I know he's an ex-wrestler. Take him or leave him in regards to his acting talent. I think he's really starting to mature as an actor. And he delivered here, I think, on some of the emotional stuff, and he was top-notch in regards to the action scenes. I thought what they did here with the zombies was fascinating and interesting, almost like there's like a community of zombies with like a social pecking order. It's obviously been experimented with before, but I thought it made them feel fresh and new and different. The fact that there was this zombie kind of leading them, Zeus I think he would call, something like that. Really liked how they were portrayed in this film as being a little bit more intelligent and organised and this sort of stuff. Liked that an awful lot. I just thought it was really nicely done, this film. Fantastically entertaining too. Zack Snyder, he knows how to deliver action scenes. He really does deliver them here as well. There are some really tense moments in the film. Quite frightening tense moments as well. It's not just shooting weapons and blowing everything up that they can think of. There are quite a few more tense moments, nicely structured moments. Loads of, like I say, hints and tips and snippets that, there might be more of a sci-fi element to these zombies. I even saw, while watching the film, one of the zombies get shot, and it looked like it was a cyborg or a robot or something. What's going on by that, I don't know. But it looks like we've got lots to learn here about this new canvas that Zack Snyder is painting, and for me, I'm really on board with it. I'm not a massive fan of the zombie genre generally, but I really like what Zack Snyder's done with this one. I think he's breathed a little bit of life back into this genre. Really enjoyed what he's done with this film. Really entertained by it. These are my sort of favourite type of action horror films. I call it like the Magnificent Seven syndrome, where you are introduced to all these characters, they're all established in the film, and then you start losing them one at a time. I like that. It's my favourite type of action film, like the Predators and Aliens, where you meet everybody and then you slowly start losing the cast. So yeah, definitely check this one out. It's one of the best Netflix films I've seen for quite a while. And I really enjoyed my time watching Army of the Dead. So for me, I'm going to give this one a strong 9 out of 10. Some might think I've overscored that, but I just was so entertained with it. I really would love to have seen it in the cinema, that's for sure. So check out Army of the Dead if you're looking for a really good action film with zombies in it. You really can't really do much better than this one, I would suggest. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you liked this review. Of course, I will be back with plenty more content on the channel very soon.